This is Monster Hunter Wilds, and today we're going to be talking about 3 things I love and hate about the new Title 1 update. I wanted to talk a bit first about what Title Update 1 does to the game. So the first major thing that Title Update 1 does is it makes socializing way more doable, basically. And that's the way that they do that is with this place that we're in, which is the Grand Hub. It's like a gathering hub on steroids, like an outdoor bazaar almost is kind of the vibe. You know, you've got your arm wrestling over here. You've got all of the different things that you'd want to interact with. It's just it's placed very wide open. It's made it very easy to bring everybody together and just kind of hang out in here. The second thing that Title Update 1 does is it fleshes out the high rank experience. Mizutsune unlocks at, I believe, Hunter rank 21, which is very early on for high rank. If someone was to come into high rank and this was already available, I think Mizutsune would be a very fresh experience coming out of low rank. Then you have Zoh Shia that unlocks at Hunter rank 50, and that is much more intense, dynamic of a fight. It definitely challenged me. Zoh Shia is going to give a little bit more of that satisfaction that people were looking for like the end game after you've completed the high rank story. And then I would say the last thing that Title Update 1 really focuses on doing is encouraging experimentation with the arena quests and the challenge quests. This really encouraged me to get out of my comfort zone and try other builds in a way that was fun and kind of encouraging, particularly because of the leaderboards, which I'll talk about later. So that's my general overview of like what the Title Update 1 actually does, for the game from my perspective. And now I'm just going to get into 3 things I love and 3 things I hate. For the 3 things I love, let's start with Mizutsune. The Mizutsune hunt, even though it's easy, it is so fun. They did such a great job bringing Mizutsune into Wilds. I was a little unsure about how they were going to do this, but the Mizutsune, they really brought him in. They kept the essence of what he is, but they changed up some things. I think they brought back this type of mode or variant that he was from a previous game called Soul Seer, or they at least drew inspiration from that, where he, so Mizutsune is like this water serpent that shoots these different bubbles at you and then jumps around and, slaps you with his tail and does other stuff. But this Soul Seer version that he goes into, he just goes into like this frenzy. Blue flame starts coming out of his mouth. You can't tell where like the water ends and the flames begin. And then he lights his bubbles on fire with a blue flame and you start getting burned. It's really one of like the most like vibrant fights in the game, I think. It's a bit easy if you're like in the end game loop, I would say. For me with dual blades, I took him apart pretty easily solo. But he can catch you off guard, especially the tempered version. And it's a decent, fast-paced kind of a challenge. So yeah, overall, Mizutsune, very fun, very pretty, very welcome addition. Really enjoyed it. Second thing I love, Zoh Shia, the Zoh Shia hunt. This is an epic hunt that resulted in a lot of personal development on my end as a hunter than I thought there would be. The game, if you rank your investigations by difficulty, Tempered Arkveld is still higher. All of the Tempered Arkveld hunts are higher ranked than Zoh Shia. I think it's placed perfectly as a to help the difficulty curve. And the way that it helps the difficulty curve is it really toughens you up and by being a very offensive, explosive fight. There's a lot of stuff going on. You have to dodge. You have to use your sacred. You have to offset if you've got an offset, and just explosions and lightning and all kinds of craziness, all kinds of crazy patterns and systems in there to learn. For me personally, I really enjoyed this. It did genuinely make me a better Monster Hunter player to force myself to solo Zoh Shia. It gave me an earnest challenge. One side point I'll make about it as well is that I really like that they're injecting what is effectively a master rank style of fight into the low rank and high rank Zoh Shia really has like a lot of parts that you could see are from like maybe Fatalis. He's even got the shower attack that like Fatalis had in Iceborne, where he breathes fire straight down for an extended period of time. Just having that dynamic and creative of a fight in these tiers, I think that's just a smart move to not like, gatekeep all that spectacle just at the very end of like master rank or something like that. So I thought that was a smart move. Last thing, I really like the overall effect of the Grand Hub and the Arena Quest. That's the last thing I really love about this title update. It really breathed life into the community element, as you can even see by like what's going on right now. I'm just standing here hanging out, and we've got people in the squad in chat, just kind of hanging out, messing around. They just nailed a really good formula this time. It's very easy on the eyes, and things are spaced out in a really fun way. So one of the nice things that was done is the arena and the challenge quests you're able to view rankings for them by squad. You can do it globally, but you can also do it by your squad. So we can all like compete against each other. It's been very welcome to have something like the Arena Quest for us to like interact with and like compete against each other on. So those are the three things I love the most about the Title 1 update. Moving on to three things that I hate. First thing is just like performance issues and glitches. So this is getting better. I will say like this issue is getting better as we get further away from the release date. But at least like that first weekend, the game generally seemed to be glitchier and slower. Like just a bit, not like a ton, but just a bit. I think the most egregious thing that I saw was during the Zoh Shia fight. There's like a point where like from frame A to frame B, his positioning straight up shifts like maybe 5 degrees and then like upward like 20 degrees. That was a bit jarring. I also noticed the frame rate was kind of tanking a little bit more on the streams than I was used to. That could just be on my side. I have like, this Monster Hunter game for my PC is very resource intensive. It's competing with my streaming software when I go live. And actually I had to delete my shader cache today and recompile the shaders because the game was crashing on launch when I played it today. So still some glitchy performance issues. Not a big fan of that. Number two is like just a general feeling I have. Usually it's after I'm done playing and I'm thinking about going back to it. It just kind of, at least on paper, feels overall like it's like the game is still kind of lacking in content, just a bit. I think some of this has to do with the way the release schedule is being handled. For example, like a lot of the things that were announced in the trailer for Title 1 update are not currently out. Like Arch-Tempered Raydao is not out until end of this month. The seasonal thing doesn't start for another week or two where there's a festival, like a seasonal festival. The Zoh Shia spawns are kind of a bit low compared to Arkveld. Oh, another one is like we have like an 8-star tempered Mizutsune in the game. But we have it before we have any of the like 8-star tempered apexes. All of the apexes are they announced they're going to be tweaking them and increasing the difficulty on them, and they've already done that for Mizutsune, but to like not have that in there still, that would have been nice to see in the title update. So, if you run the gameplay loops, you'll have plenty to play. And like once I sit down and I start playing, especially with like other people, there's no end to the content. Like we can just keep hunting this stuff over and over. It's still fun to hunt. There's still things to do, things to grind and stuff like that. But it's just in terms of like on paper, like the different things that there is to do, it does feel like a little sparse when you're like thinking about it. Oh, we have the Diva here. Let's go listen to the Diva. The last thing I hated was the sparse arena quests. Arena and challenge quests. I'm sure they're going to build up, but I personally would have liked to have seen a lot more at the start for the arena and the challenge quests. There's not even any free challenge ones, which are supposed to be the ones that you can hunt with like any weapon. Those just don't exist right now. So those would be like the three things I hate. It's definitely the love is outweighing the hate for this for sure though. So overall, I would say the Title 1 update is pretty good. the gameplay is still great, but the real challenges are still to come. If you want to tear through this game in its current state, including with this title update, like linearly, like a boss rush, you're kind of going to be disappointed, I think. But if you're a diehard player that loves the loop of the gameplay itself and, you know, trying every little thing that this game has to offer, this is probably the most enjoyable Monster Hunter game for you to do that in, because it just feels so nice. If you want to be someone who tries several different weapons, this is absolutely the game for you in its current state. Given the arena quests, you know, I said they were sparse, but they gave you several different builds to like kind of choose from that give you some inspiration. And combining that with just how nice everything feels to pick up and play about the game in general, like this is a great time right now to like try out several different weapons before, during, and after these title updates, assuming the other ones are going to have a similar like sized content. I think that's really what Capcom is doing right now, is they're really laying the foundation that like everything in this game is like, you know, feeding into you repeatedly playing the game, and it's still, you know, being a lot of fun to do, because the core gameplay loop is just insanely fun. It's just really fun to fight all of these things. What I would expect to see from them in the future is like more incremental updates like this, and that community of people just continuing to digest it and just integrate it into their existing workflow or play flow. I don't know how you would say that. And just kind of incrementally evolve it over time. Like evolve their style and like the way that they play the game. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about the game. Thanks so much for watching. And, you know, just a reminder, join our squad, join the Discord, follow me on Twitch. And before we get out of here, I am going to show off the rankings of my squad in the arena and challenge quest that we have. We'll start with the arena quest first. So we have Chatacabra and Rathian. So we'll start with Chatacabra. So this is, you can do it as a solo or as a duo. So number 1, we have Psycho Wilds. Number 2, we have Jasmine. Number 3, Gardening Tool. Number 4 is me. I got up in there. And number 5 is Thea. Shout out to you guys for including myself for making it in the top 5 for the Chatacabra. Duo is number 1 is Psycho and Thea. Number 2 is Siege and Evermoist. Number 3 is Lizetto and Alessa. Number 4 is Mighty Mo and Alessa. Number 5 is Ethan Wild and Sinister Atoll. So top completion times 2 minutes 17 seconds 19 milliseconds, and top completion time here is 2 minutes 34 seconds 25 milliseconds. So very nice, very nice. Let's check out Rathian. Okay, Rathian. This is the tricky one. So number 1 is GJ with 4 minutes 40 seconds and 30 milliseconds. Very nice. Number 2 is Samza. Number 3 is Gardening Tool. Number 4 is Pencilgon, and number 5 is Dellen. Nice. This one I was miserable at. I don't even know. I might be dead last. I am. I'm dead last. And then duos, we have Psycho and Thea with 3 minutes 56 seconds and 40 milliseconds. JG and Jaeger, Elder Gamesman, Sam the Tin Man, Burrell and Padalin, and Dellen and Thea. So nicely done, guys. Now all that's left is the challenge quest. This is Doshagama of the Hollow. Okay, and this is the Doshagama of the Hollow challenge quest. So number 1, we have Gardening Tool with completion time of 3 minutes 44 seconds and 80 milliseconds. Number 2, Burrell. Number 3, Lizetto. Number 4, JG. And number 5, Aurora Clementine. Where'd I end up on here? I wasn't great. Okay, I was pretty near the bottom. But yeah, and then for duos, number 1, we have Japman and Gardening Tool with 2 minutes and 32 seconds and 23 milliseconds. That's crazy. Wow. Number 2, Psycho Wilds and Thea. Number 3, JG Jaeger. Number 4, Lizetto Olivia. Number 5, Aurora Clementine and Rain. There we go, guys. That was so well done all around. Definitely, again, join the squad if you want to be a part of this. I go live every Friday at 8 p.m. EST on Twitch. I'll leave you with this nice, cozy diva performance, just as a just as an outro here. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the hunt. Peace out.